Hi folks, welcome to your latest planning outlook updated on Tuesday the 21st of July. The outlook is still less than sparkling. We've got brief ridges of high pressure, but all too soon the Atlantic weather systems will move their way back in, and the overall message for the rest of this month is pretty unsettled, with rain frequent and still a real struggle for temperatures. If we get right the way through to the end of the month as it looks, we really will have had a July without any notable warmth, particularly across the northern half of Britain whatsoever. It's been very difficult to shake off the Atlantic weather patterns in recent times, and that story is continuing through this week. Brief window of higher pressure coming in from the south, but all too soon we're back to fronts coming back in. And just to run through the rainfall sequence on Wednesday, and rain is pretty persistent across west and central Scotland into the southern uplands, and rain and drizzle running in across the lakes and North Pennines as well. Further south toward the Peak District and much of Wales, most likely getting away with a dry day, and the far north of Scotland too. In the very far north of the Northwest Highlands, you may find that you're in for a generally dry day with just a few local patches of rain. All this rain basically being brought about by some fronts trailing eastwards, and those will continue through onwards into Thursday, with still some further rain or showers in the forecast, maybe just clearing a bit from the west with time. That's Wednesday's synoptic chart then, and we have this trail of fronts running in from the southwest. That's where the heaviest of the rain is going to be focused, across southwestern facing hills, very low cloud across the west coast of Scotland, and some very low cloud filling in across the western side of the Lake District too. Best of those breaks toward the far north as mentioned, and further south into England and Wales. Now Thursday's chart might not be quite as straightforward as shown here, but the idea is that a front will be passing southeastwards, perhaps only quite slowly, and with a few ripples along itself, which may just keep the rain and the low cloud for longer across England and Wales. Behind that, something a bit brighter with lifting cloud, although western hills in England and Wales may well stay clagged in through the day. Scotland, some lift of cloud base, a few showers then drifting around from the northwest, maybe one or two heavy ones across eastern parts of the Highlands, particularly later on in the afternoon, but some drier, brighter spells around nevertheless. Temperatures nothing too special, but the wind's relatively light, a little bit blustery at times, particularly on higher areas in England and Wales, whilst those fronts are around. Friday finds things in a bit of a lull in between weather systems. One low pressure system away eastwards into Scandinavia, that front clearing away into Europe. The next front's waiting in the wings to move in off the Atlantic. In between we're in something of a col, very slack pressure essentially with light winds and not too much happening really. One or two residual drizzly showers can't be ruled out, but cloud that's quite low and extensive in the morning should lift and break, and some patches of sunshine coming through, and it may well be that cloud breaks to many higher tops. Some of the highest summits may just struggle, particularly perhaps around the western side of the lakes and southwest Scotland, and a few higher tops in the West Highlands also. You may struggle to get the cloud to lift above them. Eventually the fronts out toward the west will move in, and things will close in for rain, particularly as we go into Friday night into the early hours of Saturday. That's more or less where we get to for Saturday. Some uncertainty of just the detail of how this frontal system behaves as it passes northeastwards, but the idea of a pretty unsettled day with some areas of persistent rain and some heavy showers in the forecast, those tending to push north and east with time. It may be that the strongest winds are focused across England and Wales as suggested here, so further north you could find quite light winds, which will be good in some respects, but if you do then get rain it will stick around for a while, and it gives the scope for some slow moving heavy downpours just to be in existence across the Scottish Highlands. Temperatures then still nothing too special. By Sunday, the suggestion is that that low will pull its way slowly eastwards, but leaving a fairly unstable atmosphere in its wake and a mess of bits of old fronts and troughs still rotating around generally low pressure. So I'd be watching out for still some showers, some heavy downpours, perhaps focusing on eastern parts of Scotland and northern England through into the afternoon, some showery pulses of rain running in on the westerly breeze into England and Wales through the day. Some brighter spells, some cloud breaks developing, but many high tops may well just stay covered right the way through. Again, temperatures rather on the cool side, just watching the strength of the wind. It might well be blustery for a time and then things slacken off a bit. Again, keep an eye on your latest forecasts every day on our website. As we go further forwards, I'd be keeping the waterproofs and the wind jackets to hand as we go to the end of July. That's the average pressure as forecast so far For the 7-day period up until the 3rd of August, low pressure nearby just across the northern side of Britain and high pressure away toward the south. That view then of a general westerly pattern that prevails through that period. The odd better day as the ridge to the south builds in, particularly across England and Wales, whereas rain is more likely, more frequent across Scotland, especially in the west. Some heavy showery bursts around as well. The odd rumble of thunder from those from day to day is quite possible. So overall, a pretty unsettled trend to the end of the month and maybe even as we turn the page into the start of August. Temperatures still nothing special because the airflow is coming off the Atlantic, favouring the North Atlantic, so still rather on the cool side. That's the pattern that we're stuck with then for the time being. Stay up to date with all your forecasts for your local area on our website. Next video online for you on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.